Hey, what's up, everybody? It is Dave Duford. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day. I am having a wonderful day, and I'm glad that you are watching this either live or on recording. We are continuing my multi-part series entitled the Agency Builder Mastery Program, where I teach you all of the details that come along with building your very own insurance agency. This is a detailed course. If this is your first time watching and you don't know exactly what it is that I'm doing, this is a detailed, in-depth course on what it takes to create your own agency from A to Z, from how to structure your agency, how to develop it, how to create a culture around it, and then how to find agents, keep them, and really develop a business that gives you a passive or semi-passive source of income in the long run. There's a lot of upfront work, like anything else in life, and building an agency is no different. This is different than what you're going to find in a lot of other programs, because the main thing is that what I teach here is how to do this without the entangling alliances with multi-level marketers that will pay claim or claim that they own your particular agency or some part of it because they had a hand in developing it. I have been developing my agency since 2013, growing it on a daily basis in conjunction with doing personal production for most of that time. And I did it all independently without outside help. And really the purpose of this training is to teach you to do the same thing. So, hey guys, what's going on here? I'm having a little bit of a delay getting my live chat feed up here. So bear with me if you're chatting. I see Dave, Jim, Steve, Sen. What's going up, guys? Thanks for being on the call. So that's why I'm doing what I'm doing, and I'm hoping to inspire some of you guys to do what I've done. Again, not to spend too much time talking about myself, but to frame the ultimate objective here is that I've gotten to a point in my career after constant focus on building my agency to where my income is essentially completely derived by overrides from my agents. I told you I spent most of my career selling in the field as well as recruiting at the same time, that till probably about a year and a half ago. I make a great income just taking care of my agents, recruiting, and being of service and support to them. And it is something that we all can do. The insurance business is going to grow dramatically over the next 5 to 10 years. And if you've got any sort of experience, if you've got any sort of success in this business, you can play a really great role in helping people do the same thing by duplicating yourself in them. There's a lot of people that are unhappy with their corporate 9-to-5 jobs. Unhappy is probably a nice way of saying how much they hate it or despise it. And many people just don't know what the insurance business is. I mean, think about yourself. I'm sure you didn't aspire to sell insurance, burial insurance, or anything else when you graduated high school or even college. We all kind of stumble into this business, and a lot of times it comes through people we know and out of desperation because there's no other options. So if you have experience, you're a vital component to helping other people get into this business to help them have a happier life without a lot of the shackles of corporate America that so many people go through, that we all kind of, I know I have, discount to some extent, just because I've not really been in it all that much. So, hey, good morning, everybody else. Thanks for popping on the line here. And so here's the format of what to expect today. If this is your first time on here, the way I run these calls is essentially, if you got questions, feel free at any point to post them into the chat. I'm happy to address any particular point that you want to cover here, and I'll be happy to do whatever it takes to help you out. Again, this is a pretty detailed course. What you're going to find in today's training is extremely detailed, as well as the continuing training, and it's really designed to go from A to Z here. And when I say A to Z, it's to develop first the foundation of your agency, defining what's important about it, how you want to position yourself, really getting a good understanding of where you stand in the marketplace. And you have to do all this stuff before you take the next step, which is, okay, recruit agents, train them, keep them. You don't want to put the cart before the horse or the horse before the cart. You know what I'm saying? And get so uber focused on, let's say, recruiting before we really redefine who we are and what our as you'll find out in a moment, our unique selling proposition is to our agents as well as to who we serve as clients. So with that said, let's go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and pull up some stuff here. Again, I'm having some issues with my live thing on Facebook. I know you guys can hear me okay and see, so let me shut down a few things here. Get what I need started. Okay, there I am. Okay. Just bear with me, guys. Appreciate your patience. It's a one-man show over here. I'm going to take these glasses off. Okay. So pulling up my desktop. Like I did last time, I built a fancy little spreadsheet for you. Okay, so you'll see me in the corner. Let's go ahead and start from the top. And let's see if there's any questions. Grab a hammer and hit it. Is there additional license to have in an agency? We'll cover that in a minute. Basically, no. All right, let's present. Okay, so again, today is Module 2 of the Agency Builder Mastery Series. And really what we're going to talk about today is the fundamentals behind building an agency. Again, recruiting, while important, a lot of people want to know, where do you find agents? How do you find them? How do you sell them on you? That's coming in the next couple of weeks. We're going to cover that. But it's really important that you take some time to essentially build a business plan. Understand where you stand, what makes you special and unique, so that when you talk to your recruits that you ultimately will get, you can clearly and coherently explain what it is that you do and why it matters to them. So today's objectives are the following. So first, we're going to discuss the elements that make an agency successful. Sorry, don't mean to cough in your ear there. And so we're going to talk about the things that you want to make sure you plan for ahead of time and designing your culture of your business. We're going to show you some examples of, I think, smaller, let's say smallish, regional/state type agencies that do a great job building a team environment and a culture of success. I think is really important to replicate. We're going to talk about agency design topics. So things like lead programs. How do you do lead programs? How do you set them up to where you can attract agents into your agency? What considerations should you make? Carrier selection. Should you work with one company? Should you work with multiple companies? How should you look at this as an agency as opposed to just an agent? Then we're going to talk about chargebacks. That's always a fun conversation to have, but important too anyway. Expectations as an agency manager, as far as what you should plan on doing as you start your agency when it comes to training, recruiting, and even your own personal production. Then we're going to talk about downline commission structure. How do you even begin to structure a competitive commission grid that will attract and keep talent? Keyword keep. And we'll talk about licensing, getting you appropriately licensed for as an agent and prepping yourself in a sense so that you can recruit agents. Okay, so module action items. Again, what do we want to do at the end of this particular training? So the first thing we want to do is define your agency unique selling proposition. Okay, so the best way to look at this is that you don't want to be a general agency. You want your agency to stand for something. You want it to be positioned in such a way that you attract a particular type of talent or an agent that you want to recruit, whether that's experienced agents, new agents, whatever. And you can define in coherent, straightforward sentences exactly what your agency does, what it specializes in, and what makes it different. The more clearly you can define this, the better off you will be. Again, for me personally, for years, I branded myself as Final Expense Agent Mentor. You couldn't get any clearer as to what I did and who I targeted. I targeted people who wanted an agent mentor in the final expense business. And through that, there's an implication, of course, that training, support, and coaching were along with that mentorship process. So I particularly targeted people who appreciated and valued that kind of thing. So that's the kind of activity that you've got to take as well. And it's not just about defining your name, but it's defining the values that make your agency special. You also have to understand, and what we'll hopefully do is understand what makes an agency successful. Again, the great thing is that there is enough information out there, and hopefully, as you'll discover in my training, there's enough out there that you can just simply duplicate and replicate what's already available so that you can experience the same results. Much of the agency building process is just like the success pattern of a producer. As you know, I talk about this extensively. Our goal as insurance agents is to duplicate success. When I recruit an agent to my system, I just say, do this and this, don't do that, and put a little time and energy in it. It's likely that you'll succeed. Can't guarantee it. But that same mentality is reflected in the agency building process as well. There's no secret sauce. It always just comes down to doing the work up front and working hard to help people out, your agents, and being patient, keeping your head down so that you can build a substantial business. And then start business planning process regarding leads, training, and commissions. Again, what we're going to talk about are just a bunch of various but interrelated topics to building your agency. And the goal here is to help you define what your options are, to see what the pros and cons are, so that at the end of our training, you'll be in a position to say, okay, I want my agency to do this because I understand and expect that to happen if I, say, pay for the leads from my agents, or if I recruit agents and they're required, or whatever. So my goal here, again, with this whole module today, is to put you in a position to develop your own business plan so that you can put this in writing. You definitely want to do that, and define what direction and what your agency stands for. Are you an insurance agent who is interested in building your own agency? If that's the case, then beware. There are so many opportunities, quote, opportunities, out there for agents to level up their game and build their agency that put all sorts of contingencies and stopgap measures to prevent you from actually owning your agency and maximizing your commission. I put together a new program for those agents who are interested in creating their own agency. It doesn't matter what product you sell, but to give you the knowledge and the pathway to own the entire process of growing your agency and scaling it, and making sure that no one, not a single company, person, or upline owns you, where you own the thing outright and you build your agency in your vision only. This program is something you can learn more about very easily if you go to davidduford.com, click at the top that says Join Dave's Agency. You'll see a part there where it says Agency Builder Program, something like that. Check that out, review it, and then feel free to get back with me if it's something that's interesting to you and useful, especially if you're looking to grow an agency and understand the importance of building an independent way that has no entangling alliances with anyone except the vision that you have. So thanks for watching, and hope to hear from you soon. See you, bye.